Hello and welcome to the Rhythm and Roots Show with Rohan and Al of the Dublin City Rounders, your weekly dose of ragtime, music hall, bluegrass, country blues, early jazz, western swing, and more. We got live sessions and interviews with guests local and around the world, recorded at Beardfire Studio, Dublin, Ireland. Be sure to like Rhythm and Roots on Facebook, catch up with the podcast on Spreaker.com, and don't forget you can become a Rhythm and Roots Patreon patron today. Now enjoy the show. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're all very welcome to Rhythm and Roots on Near FM 90.3 with Rohan and Al on this Friday. How you doing, Al?
I'm doing pretty good on this Friday.
It is very good that you're doing good. Hopefully, wherever
I'm also doing well.
You're doing well as well?
Yeah, I am.
Wow, we're voice breaking all over the place today, aren't we? Both had one pop so far. Hope wherever you are keeping well yourself, dear listener. We've got a great show for you today. Lots of old-timey tunes and blues, western swing, that sort of thing. That rhymed. And we've also got a fascinating...
You're a regular Dr. Seuss
Dr.
today.
Seuss of radio. We've got a wonderful, informative and absolutely hilarious interview in the second part of the program with US comedian, television star and musician Jordana Lilly, joining us from Southern California via the magic of the internet. So do stay tuned for that, but let's kick things off with a little bit of old-timey tunage. We're going to start with some Arthur Collins with this wonderful early 1910s rendition of The Hesitatin' Blues.
What's the matter with this life? I want to talk to that high brown of mine. Tell me how long will I have to wait? Please give me 298. Why does you hesitate? What you say can't talk to my brown. I stole last night, blew the wires all down. Tell me how long will I have to wait? I want to tell me now, why does you hesitate? Procrastination is the thief of time, so otherwise I'll say once it's in time, may say 9, tomorrow's not today, and if you put off, somebody's bound to lose. I see he'd be mine, and I'd be feeling gay. Left alone to grieve and pine, my best friend's gone away. He's gonna let me the hesitating blues.
got my missus here. Tomorrow night I'll come along. Then you can sing to me, my little foxy, wopsy. Turn the limelight right on me. Oh, you foxy, wopsy Gwen. On that date you come, my little heartbeat. Just like a drum, tiddly-yum, tiddly-yum. I shall dream about you all night. Tonight, you're the sweetest kid I've seen. I would kiss you, my foxy, but there's one thing stops me. Those footlights in between. Foxy has one song that's always certain to score, where she asks a boy to meet her at the state door. Johnny's take the tip, and when she leaves the shore, the nuts hang round just to watch her go. Foxy's quite a favorite with the gallery boys. Often when she comes on view, some young coster will shout, I'd like to take your ass. Lola me, I love your ado. Sing to me, my little foxy, wopsy. Turn the limelight right on me. Oh, you foxy, wopsy Gwen. On that day you come, the little heartbeat, just like a drum, tiddly-yum, tiddly-yum. I shall dream about you all night. Tonight, you're the sweetest kid I've seen. I would kiss you, my foxy, but there's one thing stops me. Those footlights in between.
Daisy Taylor there with Popsy Wopsy.
That was your nickname in high school, wasn't it?
It was actually, yep. They used to call me Little Popsy Wopsy, and I would trundle along, hopping. That's my story.
How does one trundle? Is that a word?
I don't know. Is it a word? Trundle's a word.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it here now. Trundle. I feel like it's when you
sounds like
drag
a
something
word.
along behind yourself or something. Hold on.
Maybe it is.
Trundle your grundle. Hold on. A trundle wheel. Here we go.
Oh, what
Trundle.
does that do?
Hold on. We're close, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, with reference to a wheeled device or its occupants, move or cause to move slowly and heavily. 10 vintage cars trundled past.
Okay.
An act of moving slowly or heavily. So, like I said, dragging something behind you. Like,
Right.
Remember
That makes
Dublin
sense.
City Rounders carrying... you trundle your
I
double bass through
trundled.
town.
I've spent thousands of hours trundling.
I've spent thousands of... Well,
Yeah.
we've probably spent hundreds of hours trundling.
Yeah. Maybe 1,000
Maybe
hours.
1,000. Okay, it's official. We've spent 1,000 hours trundling. We're learning here today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's learn by listening. This is Kokomo Arnold with the Policy Wheel Blues.
Now while you playing policy, buddy, play for 11 and 44. When you get your money, then pack your slacks and go crying on. Look what the policy will have done to me. Says it done took all my money, but still it won't let me be. Now while you playing policy, play for 18 and 56. You can pile up your black money, cause you sure gonna get it fixed crying on. Look what the crayon have done to me. Says it done took all my money, but still it won't let me be. Now when you change your numbers, play 13, 32, and 51. But be careful, buddy, cause you might have to run crying on. Look what the party will have done to me. Says it done took all my money, but still it won't let me be. Now while you playing party, buddy, play 5, 9, and 59. But be careful, buddy, cause you might lose your mind crying on. Look what the cornfield have done to me. Says it done took all my money, but still it won't let me be. Now, if you dream about gambling, play 11, 17, and 61. If they don't give you your money, go buy you Gatling gun. Crying on, look what the Greyhound has done to me. Said it done took all my money, but still it won't let me be. Now, if you wake up in the morning, ain't got nothing on your mind, play that old country number that you call 369. Crying on, look what the policy wheel has done to me. Said it done took all my money, but still it won't let me be. Now you can break out your windows and look down at your glass. Think you gonna get my money, mama? That's your yes, yes, crying on. Look what the policy wheel has done to me. Said it done took all my money, but still it won't let me be.
Miff Mole's Little Molars there with some sweet day, some sweet jazzy tunage there. And Kokomo Island before that with the Policy Wheel Blues. I just read my notes there. I actually wrote the Pillacy Wheel Blues.
Oh, really? That's... So we played the wrong song then.
Unlike Trundle, I believe Pillacy is not a real word. We could Google it.
Yeah, let's Google Pillacy and see what happens.
If it autocorrects me to policy, we know we're in trouble. So Pillacy. Pillacy. Oh, it is saying policy. Let me see here.
No, I don't mean policy.
Did you mean policy? No. Wait, Pillacy and Ryan, Connecticut attorneys.
Oh, wow. We know who to call if If we ever get into legal trouble.
If you have, personal injury litigation attorney, Erica Pilisi Ryan.
There we go.
Oh, Pilisa.
Shout out to those guys.
Pilisa. Oh, it's all in Polish. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to stick with what I know, music. Let's have a listen to some Rhythmic 8. Oh, Al, sometimes I think you select some of these songs just to make me say funny words.
Sometimes I do.
I've already said Popsy Wopsy. And now we've got Umcha Da Da Da.
There we go.
I don't appreciate it. This is the Rhythmic 8 with Umcha Da Da Da.
Da da da, cha da da da. It's easy to learn and it's easy to sing. Just hum the tune to any old thing. Cha da da da, cha da da da. Mama and Pa go daddle da, Sister Suze goes doodle doo. Next it modulates to another key, doodle da da da. Then there comes a change in the melody, doodle da doodle da da da. Cha da da da, cha da da da. You must admit this vamp's got it. Just go do 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 do.
That was umcha da da da. Yeah, I heard the umchas and the das and the da and the da. We have got a song now by Zoe Clark. This song came out last Friday. It's been out a week now, called Don't Come Back, and it spent days and days and days, at least 4 days as far as I know, at the tip top of the iTunes charts for singer-songwriters. Brilliant song. Obviously people are digging it, so do enjoy. We'll give it another spin. This is Zoe Clark with Don't Come Back.
What do you want from me? Keep saying that you're sorry, then you do it again. You tell me she's just a friend. Baby, I'm tired. Don't wanna do this anymore. didn't know what I wanted to be. That didn't matter, 'cause you were with me. You was so nice. Baby, I'm tired. Don't wanna do this anymore. If you come back, I won't let you in the door. I'm giving up this fight. If you come back, I won't let you inside. It's time that we say goodbye.
Beautiful song there from Zoe Clark, Don't Come Back. We hope you come back for the second part of the program, though, because in it we have the wonderful Jordana Lilly joining us from the United States for a very, very fun and funny interview, how she's been coping with living in lockdown with her grandmother, who apparently has no sense of boundaries, and you're going to hear all about it in the second part of the program. And before that, we're going to have a listen to a track from...
Really?
I can't
revolutionary idea, listening to a track on a radio show.
Yeah, so as well as being an actor and a comedian on the internet and also on the telly, Amazon Prime and all that kind of stuff, she's also a musical artist, and she has just put out an album. And we're going to play a track off that album. The album is called Small Capitals, and it's a really, really cool pop jazz kind of record. So we do hope you enjoy this track from it. The song is called Push and Pull. And then there's a new single that she's been working on called Locked Up. I know there was a lock in it somewhere, but we do talk about that during the interview as well. But yeah. You're listening to Rhythm and Roots on Near FM 90.3. After this song, we're going to go to a little ad break. And after the ad break, we're going to go to a little interview with Jordana.
And what are we going to go to after the interview?
We're going to go home. Actually, no, we're going to go to one more song.
Yeah.
And then we're going to call it a week and see you all again. But for now, do enjoy this beautiful track from Small Capitals, the album from Jordana Lilly. This is Push and Pull. And we shall see you good people. Well, here? No, they'll hear us.
We won't. we won't see you
after the ad break,
which is probably for the best.
Enjoy the song.
Consume you, you touch better. Why can't I see into your mind? When exploring you just gets me every time. He makes love like he knows you, but he don't know you. He just knows how to touch you. He can touch you like he wants to, but he don't want you. He just knows what you need. It's taking a toll on me, toll on me. The push and the pull, the push and the pull, toll on me, toll on me. The push and the push and the, it's taking a toll on me, toll on me. The push and the pull, the push and the pull, toll on me, toll on me. The push and the push and the pull. The touch that sends shivers down my spine. Is he all mine? I've got him screaming my name, and he learned it yesterday. Oh, why does he call me baby? I guess I've been lonely lately. He don't know me. So and that's how you hurt when you don't intend to. The push and the pull, the push and the pull, push and the push and the push and the pull.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're all very welcome back to Rhythm and Roots on Near FM 90.3 with Rohan and Alan this Friday. Hope you're keeping well. For the second part of the program, it's going to be mostly an interview with Jordana Lilly from the United States. Absolutely hilarious and wonderful character that she is. Musician, comedian, star of stage and screen.
Astronaut.
Astronaut. Maybe she's played an astronaut in a film or something. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Or maybe she will. But what we do know is we've got a great interview with her now. So do enjoy this interview with Jordana Lilly, and we'll be back with more music right after it. Thrilled to be joined today from across the world, from Northern California. You're in Northern California, have I got that right?
I'm in SoCal right now.
Oh my God. My research is just straight out the window. Southern
But I'm
California.
from NorCal.
Right, okay, fair enough. I get some points there for that. Jordana Lilly, welcome. Jordana is, my goodness, a woman of many, many talents. Music, acting, comedy, stand-up. She produced and starred in and wrote her own short film recently called Undie Run, which I really want to see after reading a bit about it. And it was released to Amazon Prime, is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. That is so cool. And loads of projects ongoing, loads of acting. She's appeared in a number of really cool film projects. She just put out a record recently, singer-songwriter of kind of jazz, pop, R&B kind of stuff, Small Capitals. Got a single coming up soon, which we'll talk about later on. And I think, I suppose the thing that grabbed me most before I delved more into your world was your funny videos on the internet, because they're very funny.
Thank you.
How did you start? Because obviously I've mainly been watching the stuff that's around the whole the current situation with lockdown and quarantine and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's really important for people at the moment to have something to be able to laugh about and to joke about in what is a really difficult time, especially for creative people like ourselves who have no gigs. Things like shootings and stuff I know have obviously been affected as well. Did you what inspired you to start your kind of collection of quarantine and lockdown based humor on TikTok and Instagram and that?
Totally. I mean, comedy for me is completely catharsis, and similar to making music, it's when there's a weight and you need to lift it in some way, then it's either going to be through the channel of music, of songwriting, or comedy, at least for me, or writing in some way, because to be able to articulate what we're feeling and get it down in a concise and easily digestible way just feels good, because you're like, oh, that's what I'm feeling. And then other people are feeling it too. Oh, great. I can laugh about it instead of like kill myself about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and there is like, I think, you know, not to get too dark, but there is absolutely like a really dark side to what's been going on the past few months, and people have really been suffering in a mental health fashion. So many people seeing their plans and objectives just evaporate overnight. And obviously things like this have been so important. And I think a lot of people I've talked to, like songwriters and that, have found even things like motivation and creativity really difficult. What have you been doing to just get up and do stuff over the past few months?
Oh man, it is so true that it's a very fine line between applying creative pressure on yourself and gifting yourself a creative outlet and the time and space to let yourself express yourself in that way. So, I mean, it's definitely come in waves. I know a lot of my friends have been on the same boat of just waves of surges of creative inspiration, of just like creating and then riding that wave and feeling really good about it. So just wanting to create more. And then just hitting a rut where you just don't feel like doing anything. And they're all valid. I really like organizing, but I can definitely organize to the point of feeding into my anxiety. So I try to keep like a kind of structure to my days of like, okay, create at least one thing, or at least work on this script for 2 hours, and not have a certain amount of pages I want to get done, but just like work on something every day.
I see a whiteboard in the background. Does that help?
Oh man, I go through periods of
You're so organized. I love it.
Well, right now it just has like gratitude.
Okay, that's good too.
But yeah, like last week that was filled up to the brim with like musical sketch ideas, like doing this every week. And then I was like, looking at that makes me anxious. I'm gonna erase that.
Gratitude. Yeah, let's try. Gratitude. Let's try a little bit of mindfulness instead. Right?
Exactly. So instead, I have this whiteboard which I can just flip over and hide when I'm not feeling it.
That is so practical. I love that. You could just point it to the wall when you don't want to see the horrible tasks piling up.
Yeah, not today, you know.
That's unreal. Very, very good. Yeah. Life tips, life hacks here with Jordana.
Totally.
So,
totally. But yeah, it's very interesting, like seeing, because we're all going through the same thing, and especially all us creatives are like just going through these waves of inspiration and fatigue and just blocked,
and finding ways to keep creative, but also not, like you said, the pressure. I think you're so on the ball with this, because I talk to a lot of people, and what I hear is especially with social media, you see other people doing things like Tom learned the piano in 10 minutes during lockdown, isn't he amazing?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, and I haven't even, all I've done today is scratch my butt, and that's my achievement. And it's really difficult, because with social media things are amplified, and people are always kind of only putting their best foot forward a lot of the time. I think the nice stuff about your stuff is you do talk about, you do sketches on anxiety, sketches on the shaved leg one was pretty funny.
Thank you.
And things like that are so flexible, and they're just so relatable, and also they help to, I think, balance out a lot of the pressures that people are feeling like, I should be doing this at the moment. So with like, what did you come at first? Did you come at acting first? Did you come at music first? Musical theater, the comedy? What was your first experience in discovering your love for kind of performance and creativity?
My neighborhood theater camp for sure, where we performed in a backyard. It was a one-day only matinee performance, but it was so much fun, and we would rock, paper, scissors over who gets the lead. And it was just all of my great memories of theater stem from that theater camp. And I begged my parents to let me like move to LA and be like a kid actor, because I was like, oh, the people on Disney Channel, I could do that. And they were like, in high school, you can audition for the school play like your brother. And I was like, fine. But to wait till high school. But very grateful that I wasn't a kid actor, because life already toughed up enough as is. Like, I can't imagine.
No, I look, I totally agree. You look at the characters, the Amanda Byneses and stuff of the world, and I mean, here's my flex. I auditioned for the role of Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars Episode 1 when I was a kid, and I was this close to being a pod racer, but it didn't happen. And I found out years later, like I did stage and all that kind of stuff later, but I found out years later, my parents were like, praying that I didn't get it. Just for, I know that sounds horrible.
No, that's so sweet.
You know what I mean? They just saw what that path can end up looking like, and what it can do, and those kind of pressures for someone so young. So I think, and you've turned into the kind of the well-balanced person that you are, even still, you know what I mean? I think it's important. And obviously there's ways for child actors to be taken care of and for it to be done properly. But a lot of the time, I guess it's that you're always running that risk. Yeah.
Oh, so did you like beg your parents to be able to audition for it?
Yeah, I was in, a few kind of Actors Equity and agencies and stuff when I was a kid, and I got a few auditions deep, but like Irish, Australian, red-haired kid, I guess, wasn't really the thing. I had to do a little American accent and everything when I was like 9, I was totally into it, and I really enjoyed it. And they totally supported me, but at the same time, they were kind of like, dodged a bullet on that one, and I got to be a little bit more normal, I think. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Just a little bit of normal.
Yeah.
Vastly overrated.
And so from the so you did stuff in high school, I presume, then?
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Super fun, theater kids were my peeps. All weird, love it.
Yeah.
Part of the tribe. Yeah. And sophomore year, I went to the UCLA Conservatory theater camp, and for sound, and kind of was exposed to what real acting is.
Yeah.
Because we had some Shakespeare training, and we were just able to dip a toe in Alexander technique and
Oh wow, Alexander technique's great.
Yeah,
I've been reading a couple of Alexander books lately.
Oh, What is it? What do the books say?
Well, the books are all about his. So we're going off on a tangent here, but it is fascinating. It's mainly about the the use of the self and relearning habits and because his background was he was in theater, and he had terrible trouble with his voice. He started losing his voice the longer he was performing. He started getting bigger performances, but the anxiety around his voice and how he was using it, and it didn't happen when he talked. It was how he recited was the issue. So he just spent a very long time, very kind of scientifically looking into what he's doing with his body, with his shoulders, with his neck, with all, and what's happening when he's reciting that's not happening when he's talking, and all this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, people with sports injuries or just all sorts of things can benefit from the Alexander stuff now if you take that approach of very carefully looking at the the mechanisms, because there's always 4 or 5 elements in one action or one activity. It's not just how you're using your voice, it's posture, it's positioning, it's breathing, it's everything, which this stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the books are fascinating, so definitely worth a read.
Ooh, heck yeah. I know, talking about Alexander technique, I'm like, oh no, I'm splashing. head on a fish wire. Yeah, so that kind of, and then people were talking about like what schools they're gonna audition for, and I was like, you can audition for college? That's crazy. So that kind of was my introduction to like, oh wait, it could be so much more, you know.
Breaks into a musical piece. And were you, because obviously, because I hear it, I think it's quite nice in even your music. There's definitely elements of musical theater in there, little hints, you know, to it. Do you notice that yourself, or do people mention that?
No.
Oh,
I'm definitely self-conscious about it.
Oh, are you? Oh, I haven't.
Just because you know what I mean?
Yeah, but not to a cheesy degree. I think it's nice, but you know, I think people who probably aren't as attuned maybe wouldn't even think about it, but I do think it's nice. There's just little elements in the voice, you know, that I think are nice.
Totally. And my producer says it all the time when he, like, you know, opens up. Why am I doing this?
I don't know.
The computer. He zooms in on the computer.
Yeah. I've never done that as a producer, but I can
zoom in.
We're all using.
Yeah, and he sees the vibrato and he's
of the
like,
waveform. Yeah,
musical theater. You know what I mean? And I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah. Let's straighten that one out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's not pop.
But that's it. But I do think. I mean, there's you listen to Celine Dion. Celine Dion. You did it. That was the very first video I saw of you. My farts will go on. Very, very funny. But this is what I love as well about like your comedy as well, is that I think it's great. Or the Christina Aguilera one, you know, with the yogurt. You know, when you can actually deliver the vocal piece like to a really high standard, it's really funny. You know, if someone's just kind of, you know, not a singer or whatever, and they're just kind of doing an imitation thing, it's kind of funny. But when it's actually like performance level, I just think that's hilarious, you know?
Oh, thank you. That's actually kind of, I didn't really sing in front of people until like late college. But what I did feel comfortable doing was impressions and making my friends laugh in high school doing impressions of Celine Dion or Shakira or Britney Spears, you know, the like classic ones everyone does. And yeah, because it felt, I guess because it felt safer to like be in their voice. And it was like, oh, I'm commenting on that. And I also like was good at it. So it, you know, it was like a safe form of singing. Yeah,
it's not me. It's you've got something to kind of hide behind. But the weird thing as well is when anyone sings, like when you're Jordana, the singer, it is a character as well that you create, you know? So I guess you learn to find safety in your own voice. By slightly disassociating from it, if you know what I mean. It's an instrument. It's not you, kind of, you know.
Completely.
But
yeah.
No, you go ahead.
And just approaching it, you know, musical theater was my gateway to kind of overcoming that because of that larger than yourself element to it, and it's not about you. If you're nervous for an audition, then it's only a selfish intent, you know what I mean? Of like worrying about how you'll be perceived or how people will think of your voice. But when it's about the story and the character's journey and the arc, then it's like, this isn't about you. So it's relieving in a way, and you know, obviously more beautiful and fulfilling.
Yep. And you're I guess only then are you really doing, like you said, fulfilling the obligation of an actor or a performer is to you know to step to totally, you know, forget about your human self and wrap yourself in this thing for a period of time to deliver it, you know. So what's been some of the weirdest quarantine moments, or gross or weird or wacky, or what's
love my grandma. I'm here living with my grandma.
Oh, okay, that's great.
But she has no sense of boundaries.
Okay.
You know, love her for it. You know, she's just a nosy Jew who just like is all up in your business. But she's walked in on me doing naked yoga in here several times. She came into the bathroom while I was taking a shower to tell me that the family had texted another group text in the group chat.
Very important, I see.
Very important. I was like, I think it can wait, Grandma. And yeah, this one, I posted about this one. But my sink was clogged.
Okay.
And I don't know how to do a lot of handyman things. Yeah. I don't want to learn. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I did.
Yeah. You've got other things to do.
Exactly. Good. Yeah. Street smarts, handyman skills, low. Okay. And my sink was clogged, and I was like, well, I got to figure it out. And Grandma suggested taking a toilet plunger and plunging into it, which I did. But
you got a sink full of stuff, right? Or did it wreck the rest of the stuff?
It was just a sink full of water that was just like clogged. After I used it, it was a clogged sink full of poop water. Yeah, with chunks of probably my grandma's poop floating around that I had to grab with a tissue and put into the toilet.
Why did I ask about gross? Wow, I did not. This was not scripted. Had no idea that was coming. So glad it did. Whew. These are the struggles. This is lockdown life.
Man, in that same sink, there was this spider that I tried to kill for like an hour and a half.
What were you trying?
At 3 a.m.
This needs a montage. This is like Scooby-Doo. How were you trying to kill a spider?
I was trying to drown it. I'm sorry, animal lovers. I would save it if I had the chutzpah. I don't. I can't. I almost vomited. Like, I have arachnophobia. It's like a condition.
Yeah, no, I do too. Listen, I'm right there. I remember one time when I was a kid, I was about 11 years old, and Irish guy. I lived in Australia for a long time as well. My mum's Australian, dad's Irish, so we lived back and forth. And the spiders are huge there, like about that big. Huntsman spiders, as big as you.
What?
Yeah, they're very big. And anyway, I was left alone in this house in the north coast of New South Wales, kind of half country kind of area. And I was watching Back to the Future or something, saw a big spider on the wall. So I grabbed a cup and I got it in the cup, and I held it there. And that was my whole plan. So there was nothing else. What usually you would do is you get like a card or magazine or something. You'd scoop it under there. Of course, these things are very strong. They just rip it up and punch you or something. No,
what?
They're not that big. No, they're not that big. But anyway, what?
They punch you? The magazine?
The magazine? So I stood there for about 2 hours just holding a cup, changing hands.
Wait, what?
Because I didn't know what to do. I did not want to risk taking it off and it running up my arms. I just watched the rest of the movie and alternated hands so I didn't get too tired. And then my mum came back and she sorted it out because she's not a wimp like me.
Wow. So you had an end in sight? Like, you knew when she was coming home?
Yeah. There was a few hours kind of period there, yeah. So
right. So it wasn't a completely endless plan, like you. Yeah.
Well, anyway, what happened with your spider?
I tried to drown it for, I swear, an hour and a half. It was
with like a shower head or what?
I grabbed a bunch of cooking bowls, like baking bowls, and filled them all up with water and like brought them all to the bathroom so I could just
have ammunition.
One by one, just like flood the spider. And I swear, like, it was plummeted to the ground, to the base of the sink, and it was upside down at that point, which signifies its supposed death.
Yeah, I don't believe spiders.
Right?
Yeah,
so I put a cup over it just in case. After drowning it I used like probably 6 of bowls this big of water. There was no way. I mean, it was a big spider, like that big, and it was disgusting. So I put a cup over it because it was like limp in the little crease of but it wouldn't go down the drain because
it's too big.
Right, it's too big.
And you didn't want to get a fork and
No. But so I was tempted to wake Grandma up because she does kill my spiders for me. She's my hero. But I didn't. I just put a cup over it in the morning. In the morning, I checked it, and it was in the same position. So I was like, okay, it's got to be dead. Went on a little walk, was highly anxious thinking about the spider the entire time. I was like, I got to figure this out. I got to sort this out. Went to the lobby and just like finally took a deep breath because I didn't sleep all night because I was so anxious about that spider. Yeah. And I like took a deep breath, like a little heart opener, yoga in the lobby. And then there was a huge spider right there. And I was like, that's it. I gotta go figure this out. Sprinted up to the apartment. Asked Grandma if she would do the honors of I was like, it's got to be dead, but I don't want to risk it, and I don't want to feel its texture underneath.
Oh my God, I hate that too. Yeah, big time.
Yeah,
can't do it. I can't even squish them. I can't do it.
No, because you feel the massive.
I know. Don't. I'm not. There's words I'm not even going to say that would be too disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
she lifts up the cup. And it sprints. It's still alive, this paragraph. And Grandma, who's never afraid of spiders, she like stumbled back. She was like, ah! And then she grabbed it and threw it in the toilet and said, rest in pieces. She was like,
did she say rest in pieces? What a badass.
Like, rest in pieces. I wish they filmed it.
Oh my God.
Man. But I can only assume it was a water spider, and I was trying to drown it for
Is that a thing?
2 hours. It's got to have been, right? Does that exist?
I think it's one of the Chinese astrological animals is the water spider, isn't it?
I feel bad.
No, I've made
that is. No.
It's definitely not true. Oh my God. We're coming up on time. Listen, I could talk insane stories with you constantly. I just want to say thanks so much for coming on, because I know it's such a bizarre time, and it's great to connect with new people during this time. Whatever we can do. Anyone who is watching this or listening to it, please do get online and find Jordana Lilly. Her Instagram is hilarious. Her TikTok is hilarious. The website is there, and you can see all her kind of portfolio stuff as well, the film stuff. I presume you can get on Amazon Prime and watch Undie Run? Mm-hmm. Yes? Amazing. And there's talk potentially of a single coming out from yourself in the next little while?
Yes, hopefully in the next month or so, called Locked Up.
Locked Up. Extremely apt. And presumably, did you record this before things got... Yeah. Wow, prophetic.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Did I do this?
Oh my God. Thank you. But yeah, listen, everyone get online, find Jordana's stuff. It's a breath of fresh air. And unlike the air that presumably pervaded the bathroom when you did your little plunger trick, you are the opposite. Wow,
brilliant callback.
I know.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so much fun. It's great that you can just connect people and,
Oh, and also one more thing. You had a trip to Ireland canceled because of this.
Yeah.
What? Have you been here before?
Oh, no, my whole family was going to go. We were so excited.
Oh. Well, we're going to have to wait till next year. You can come and do an in-person interview. Come in and do a live song in the studio or something. It'd be cool.
Yes, totally. Hell yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much, Jordana, for joining us, and wishing you a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Have a good night.
Will do.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us once again for Rhythm and Roots on Near FM 90.3. We've got time to just have a little sneaky listen to a little bit of Waiting for You from Andrea Booth and from myself for now. Please have a great week, and we will catch you again next week, 4:30 p.m. on Near FM. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's so hard when you don't call. Wonder if you care at all. Staring at my telephone, wondering what to do. I'm waiting for you to call me. think of me, feeling like some kind of fool. I'm wishing I had the nerve just to call you